Blessed love and welcome to another episode of The Element, where four different characters engage in conversation regardless of our differences. First of all, thanks a lot for the support and the love throughout the week for the episodes prior to this one, and enjoy this one also. I'm Kagale.
I'm Ramon.
I'm Rueyella.
And I am Oshea Hines.
See you there. So we're going to Element, Oshea.
Yo, cuz man, Janu brother, it's sad. It saddens my heart. You see me see an interview resurface, you see me, with a brother. I don't remember his name, but
How old is the interview?
the interview around
4 years old.
The interview was dated 2018, so that's a 2-year interview. But the person I'm talking about, he was convicted in 2008 and was released in 2016. You see me? But the other day, when I say the other day, I mean like yesterday, but a couple years ago, I remember, you see me? Yeah, that like, you see me? It's kind of funny, but like the other day, a couple years ago, remember a prison was supposed to be, installed in Jamaica, you see me? And the Jamaican, them a cuss and say, Ray, them no want a prison, them want a road. But bro, what about the rehabilitation part of the prisons? You see me? You see, prisoner what we have a Jamaican now, brother, have a dog, my youth, you see me? And if somebody broken do a crime, you send them a prison, so you send them for them get rehabilitation. You see me? So you send them to get better. But if where them a go, no better no did they, what you expect go happen when they come out? So I don't really want to shed like a light pan cause man, you see me? So what go on the Element Bigs?
Well, let me tell you, I want to talk about what has been a growing disregard for the protocols that have been established by the government to slow the spread of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. I was in Mandeville yesterday. I went to get this haircut. Big up my barber at Creative Barbers. And every other person I saw was without a mask. It's like we've forgotten that we're living in the middle of a pandemic. And if you're not going to be wearing a mask for yourself, at least wear it for those you love. So I'm going to be talking a little about what the coronavirus means for us here in Jamaica. I'm going to be talking about why it's important to be wearing masks and protecting yourself. And I'm also going to be sharing a story with you from this guy who lost his mother to the coronavirus. But until then, Kagale, tell me, what can we expect from you?
Well, in my element, it's nothing new, nothing original either, and nothing trending, right, in affairs. But I'll be shedding light on maximizing on what is available to you, right? But and as I'm saying, nothing new, because what I always say, where you have, or from you have life, you have everything, Zane. But in imparting it, I feel like I'm guilty of saying it, but not necessarily imparting it in my life fully, holistic. So, like, the stance is important too, because it's a balance. So even though you maximize on what's available to you, you do it from the stance of you are the most important resource, Zane. So if you're to lose what you have, the little you have, you're still good, Zane. Just like how a taxi man will be a taxi man, him not have a car, so I'm willing for drive a next man car. We have to take that approach too. So if I draw, you draw. Stop worrying about the fancy pencil them or the YouTuber use. Use the tool like a HB. If you're a musician, stop worrying about the Apollo Twinx interface. Use what you can afford and what you have. You get me, I say. So just them little vibes there. Just maximize on what you have and be prepared to lose what you have too. And let oxygen be the only resource you really need to be great. See you there. Someone that we're going to
But today I want us to discuss the importance of knowing your craft, because I was in a media class a few days ago, and to open the class, Miss said, "So what's happening in the media, guys?" I mentioned it's a media course because there are general courses at school. There is no one in the class who doesn't do media. So Miss said, "So what's going on in the news, guys?" And everybody just a stare at Miss. Like nobody don't know what going in the news. So I started sharing a few bits and pieces of what I know to be current in the media, and then person started filling in until she got a substantial amount of responses. And I want us to highlight the importance of understanding what you're about and what you're doing and knowing what it is that you're doing. Because if you don't know, who are going to know for you? You will do it. You understand? And if you decide, say, you want an electrician to come look on your breaker and you go and you say, so what that they read something they do, you go look on you until they say, you know, that don't make no sense. You understand?
Ask the boss, man.
Yeah. Look over there. You have to know what you're about. You have to know your craft. And I want us to highlight the benefits of that.
Truly.
But we'll do that on the other side, I guess.
Yeah.
See,
Alright.
So do this. Or really go on the element.
Yeah, bro, as me did I say earlier on, in my element, brother, the system where we have in our prison, so a prison system, you know, it is not suitable. You see me? And me hate the fact because no uptown man not really got a prison, you know. And when them do got a prison, you know, brother, for them sentence get reduced.
Check the situation.
You see me? Check the situation, as Fury Boy say. But I did get to youth them, so my neighbor them and my cousin them and they man they got jail. Me not tell us say they enough to go to jail no, because if you do something wrong, you're supposed to pay the consequences. That's a go on for in Bible days, you see me? So if you do something wrong, you pay the consequences. But you can't have a man pay the consequences, but him not earn no level of rehabilitation. You get what I say? So indeed they pay the consequences and now make nothing out of it, bro. So when he come back a road, what you think go happen? You understand that the part that me want zone in pan, brother, because we want a road, yes. We want a whole lot of infrastructure. But a prison system or a prison is good in Jamaica, bro. Because my youth, imagine a prison for hold 8,000 people. And you know how much of the whole? Times that by 2. So if a 2 man if you in a one cell, you know how much in a one cell now? 4. So that very uncomfortable, bro. What can a man learn there? You see me? And then it's not like the place has good, what you call it, sanitation.
Yeah, the facilities are poor. 'Cause
Yes.
even if you should like pass by, you can't really see much over a lot of them, over most of them. But you pass by and you can see outside just how like dilapidated the place is. So just imagine inside where the public now see.
True.
You understand? Just imagine where the money have you living on.
And at that, you know, brother, so just imagine, you treat him and them like a dog when they send them in there. So when you come out back, brother, if a Kennedy run, where you expect go come out? No most dog. So, brother, remember, you know, him and them already do a crime, you know. And they say, all right, go pay the time. But, brother, really and truly, we are Jamaican, when we say go pay the time, it's based off a punishment level.
Yeah.
You see me? I see him say like what Fury Boy I talk about. I am more. You see me? You what bring my insight to what go on my system. Him used to get abused when he father physically beat him, soak him in a salt and pepper.
You know, I watched that thing and he father used to beat him with the electric wire.
Yes,
No,
you
yeah,
see me?
man.
And like me, I say, all right. So him have trauma from this, and him life continue till him end up a prison. You see me? And if a man like that go to prison, bro, thank God for God. God that alone me can say thank God for God. And to him a reason now, me can tell say he was reading. And him say a thing, and me no believe every prisoner meds, so you know. Him man say me know say me do something wrong. Me know me do something wrong, and me nah make it seems as if say me no care, but me accept myself as in who I am, because that already gone. You see me? And this is a thing to brother. Most of we living at the past, because I know we want living at the past, you know. And the people them round we make we still are living at the past. So catch a praise in. Me used to burn weed. Me used to cuss bad word. You see me? And me want change. Like I can change, you know, bro. I'm say I'm a top cuss bad word, you know, you see me? And like the people them around me, see me I move towards that, you see me? And instead of them help me, bro, like them try to fatigue me, in a way, bro. You see me? Or
Like them a try, like you with there, and then like them a say a bad word cuss of this man, and then look away there.
yes,
Like so they want keep you in another place where you try leave out of.
that is it, bro. And I know everybody is that strong enough to say, "What you know? I am not the bad word cursor anymore. I am now this." You see me? So, brother, when the man them say them all a look work, bro, and them can't get no work, like all them the things them understand. You see me? So, boom, a man rape. He can't turn bus driver, school bus driver. I understand that. He can't turn taxi driver. I understand that. But a whole heap of other work out there. Make him go drive ambulance. You see me? Make him go drive.
Make him go drive one garbage truck.
Make him go drive one garbage truck. Like, give them work, bro. Because if you are an ex-convict, bro, and you can't get a job because of the halo effect, I'm talk about that already. You see me?
But at the same thing, we have to talk about cause that, because I remember say it's not like him go prison broken and he was rehabilitated. Him got broken and came out more broken a lot of the time. So they know this. Is him say if a rapist go in, Zine, and obviously him not stable if him rape like a 6-year-old girl. Zine, and him go in they go. I'm not gonna say him go in there and him promote raping, because most prisoners promote them thing there. Zine, but him come out with a different trauma too.
Bro, alright, watch out.
Zine.
Alright, look upon that. He going for a thing for rape. And the stigma in Jamaica, rape a boy if he dead. Born the rape a boy.
I'm not telling
You
you like
get me,
rape
I
a boy
say?
if it dead. I know it's a stigma, but rape a boy if it
You
dead.
get me, I say?
Yeah.
And like them go to prison. But man, me not gonna say rape a boy if he dead, you know. Because as we said last week, enough times we do some things, man kill themselves, and our possession, demons, they over them. So more while they rape, me not think of them want to do it in here, see me? Are the demons and the trauma when they in life. But cause you say a thing and as a man or rape, bro, no level of rehabilitation in our system for him. You know what kind of rehabilitation him get when him go in there? Born the raper boy, don't do that. You get me, I say, bro? So I barely him get them a torture him, bro. While really and truly all he wants is help. I help him and want it, brother.
I think ideally the criminal justice system should be all about rehabilitation, more so punishment. I remember when I was doing a law course in my first year university, we had this conversation about rehabilitation in prisons with special emphasis in Jamaica. What we see is people going in, they serve their time, they come out, and what they do? They
Go back
commit the
again.
same crime, and they go back in, they spend a little longer, they come out, and the cycle continues. If you're going to have a place that is going to be housing criminals or persons who have broken the law, because I don't like to call everybody who is a lawbreaker a criminal. I think that's a distinction that needs to be made. I think that some allowances must be made to facilitate some growth, some development, so that when they come back out into the society and mingle with the rest of us, they, become contributing members to society.
Up to par.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago there was a debate about whether or not we should be offering them subjects, CXC subjects. And there were some people in Jamaica who were against it totally, saying, criminals going in, they're supposed to stay there, they're supposed to be doing hard work, and that's it. But I think that these people in particular who are incarcerated should be given the opportunities to become better persons, so they can come back out and provide for themselves and for their families. Because even thieves, let's use thieves as an example, not people don't wake up and say, let me go rob somebody. Hungry. It's from a place of desperation that they go out and they commit these crimes. So if he's in prison and the guards beat him every day, and he doesn't get any food to eat, and he sleeps on a cot, he might come back out. How is he going to change the behavior that got him behind bars in the first place? I think that we have to stop looking at inmates as prisoners and start seeing them as human beings in need of intervention. And also, I think that emphasis needs to be placed on caring for mentally ill patients, because let's talk about a rapist per se. Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, because some of them are just sex-driven monsters that need to be castrated in my opinion. But for others, there is something that is off in the brain chemically. And if not chemically, there's something that is off because of some trauma they experienced. If they were to sit down and have a conversation with a counselor, trained therapist, a psychiatrist, they would be able to get to the root of that issue. And I'm not saying you're going to let them out and let them on a playground with children. I'm saying that they would better be able to manage those impulses so they're less likely to rape.
They see playground with the children them, and instead of go down the road, they then turn back because they are getting help.
Yeah.
And bro, you see a thing, you never said the word, but at this come to my mind. When them a prisoner from Jamaica go to prison, them figure get a level of rehabilitation. Now that we say?
Right.
But bro, if you have a man them in there, you beat them. See, just imagine you as a youth. Remember, your mother said come in 11 o'clock. And you come in 11:30 and your mother beat you. Enough pitney get the beating and no go back out. But you have some pitney who get the beating and make sure say next time they come in, then go in 1 o'clock. So I know a level of rehabilitation.
And the thing is,
they
they
are
make sure say
rebellious
next time them
now.
a come in, mommy can't know. And next them I find some different way where they can.
You get what I say, bro?
Deal with it like Kagale say.
So I don't know level of you, I tell a child say, all right, I don't want you to be coming in there at this hours of the night,
Because of this. And
yeah,
this
you see
and
me?
that.
Your boss, your pitney ass. So guess on the brother, a man star rebel. So who am I gonna rebel against? You your family, everybody around him, and go start rebelling. So if you do that to prisoners, bro, what you think go up my youth? Then go just a rebel, mate, and that they happen right now, bro. Because when I can hear a man say, oh, you know what, man go to prison from 02 to 07, and then man go back in a 09 and come back out 2014. You get me? I say like, I done this and they play a room. What they say? Room for rent apply within when I jump out, you jump in. Almost that them come can't say better, brother. So it a joke business that
I think we need to make some suggestions. Firstly, there needs to be emphasis on human rights in these places.
Brother, I not too love human rights
Because
still, but me hear what you say. Go on. Because human rights, brother, they only give rights to dog, woman, and homosexual.
Brother.
You see me? Go on talk.
So like Ramon literally I say right now, these persons need to be offered.
Wow, I lost my train of thought. That was a while ago. But in these prisons, you said they're overcrowded. People are sleeping on the ground. They're not given access to leisure activities like, I don't know, walking around in a court so they can get the blood flowing. They're not given access to meals, proper meals. They have to be eating stale bread. I remember a report a few years ago when prisoners were given like a spoonful of corned beef and stale bread. Those things need to change. Because for a rehabilitation center, and that is what prisons are to be, a rehabilitation center, we have to make provisions for that rehabilitation to take place. So start feeding them properly. If it's supposed to be 2 persons to 1 room, ensure that it's 2 persons to 1 room. In extreme situations, maybe a third can be allowed, but ensure that they are in conditions that can support life. Yeah. And secondly, there needs to be emphasis on education. A lot of these men go into prison with no skills. Wait, is that a gross generalization to make, or is that a fair assumption?
Fair.
I
Because
think
I don't want to
be honest.
Prisoner Jamaica, brother.
No, but to be honest,
going
I feel like a lot of the men in prison, you can't fix a toilet pipe like them. Enough of the men in the prison.
Let me retract
You
that statement. That wasn't
exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't
Bro,
a fair assumption. But a lot of them
Is it
don't
still
have
be
access to
nurtured?
opportunities.
Yeah.
And opportunities more times than none granted through education.
For them money
So-
skill, them even go prison.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is give them access to these opportunities by way of education. If somebody wants to resit a math exam, a math CXC exam, facilitate that. If they want to do a literature exam because they want to be an artist, a writer, facilitate that. So 1, human rights, 2, education, and 3, give me a third one, guys. Help me. We're making suggestions.
Repeat the 2 ways.
Human rights, education, need a third.
Well, for me, it's
need for robot.
how prisoners would keep abreast about what go on, boy. Yeah. Like prisoner even come out of prison nowadays and last. Me hear a story about prisoner back in the day where I try to find him house for hours. You know what I mean? And I don't do what him live from the prison, but it's like that's the difference at the place and come see phone and man I wear Apple Watch. Like no, everybody in the prison abreast. I could just get that straight. I feel like them for make them abreast and aware of another path also. Just like how we are reason about Forex before the show start. You see me? Like, make them privy to them thing there. You get me? I say, come and tell you straight, so any money rape, him not have no purpose on earth. Which is why I'm going to talk when you say him for dead. Because I'm not pick up for him, I'm not going to say it either. But when you go impose on a youth, you see me? What hurt me the most is when youths get raped. I'm not say rape on a rape, you know. But when you go impose on a youth's life, like when you go damage the future them with it, like you don't have no purpose on earth. You see me? So I feel like them for make them privy to them thing there, so them can see a clearer path and a more feasible path. You get me? So none of them path they're not feasible. Like which drug dealer from the ghetto you know or own a plaza, like a well renowned plaza. You see me? I got own a Adidas franchise. You get me? I forward from to show them some path where you know say it show them so them can actually set it, because if you can't show it, you know set it. You get me? I saying most done man, most bad man, now say them not have a food talk way. But if you can't show it, so show them part there.
Hang on. So to make this clear, our 3 recommendations: human rights, education, and example. Give them something to work towards. You're saying
Human rights.
I want to talk a little about that. I have to talk to you now. You see, there's this misconception in Jamaica that whenever there are conversations about human rights, it's exclusively for homosexuals, like you said, and women, right? But human rights in its truest form is about all of us. It's about access to healthcare. It's about access to education. It's about access to jobs. It's about access to opportunity. It's not only about somebody's right to love who they want to love. It's also about allowing persons to thrive in a society that would rather see them fail. So human rights, I think everybody watching should be a human rights advocate, because we have to be fighting for each other. And that is the idea of human rights at the base level, fighting for each other and ensuring that we are all given fair footing to reach for our goals.
All right, me like how you said that, you see me, bro, but you see, from my angle, when me look on human rights, bro, me talk about from like Gaza. And me talk about like Gaza, me mean in like ghetto. You see, no rights, no down there, so brother, worse when it come on to man. You know what, my friend them, me know have one teeth missing. You know what, my friend them face bust up, one of human rights not go on for them as man. Listen what I say. No, listen what I say, no, bro, I understand exactly what I say, bro, but you see, in a Jamaica, brother, when it come on to human rights, brother, on the other side of the fence, nobody not really look on that, bro. So when you talk about human rights, brother, it hurt me, as in, because enough people me know when need rights and they not get no rights, brother, you see me? So when me talk from my angle, bro, me I tell you, say, I want me see, you know.
True.
No rights now go on a film place, you know, brother. So and when
that's the reason, that's literally the reason for what he's saying.
Me not fight. Why you saying no? Because I agree with him.
No, but if you said that exists where persons are being wronged or persons are in certain situations where they're marginalized, they're cast by the wayside. That is literally the reason him say, the charge is ours.
And let me tell you why
we have to step up as human rights advocates.
People love to talk a lot about homosexuals and they being the loudest advocacy groups for their rights. They are pushing human rights the most now because, what am I saying? The only reason their message is so pervasive now is because they are the loudest.
But really and truly,
they are together. Hold on, Kagale. Yeah. They are a collective. Yeah. So if you have observed a deficiency in your community, Oshea, lead that charge. Start an advocacy group that is specifically addressing the needs of people in your community. Yeah. Be that person to make that change. But you can't come on this show and bash other groups for doing what they need to do for themselves. So if you want to be doing something else to help your friends and your family, do that, but without bashing on other people.
But nothing for cutting it still. But what I say is, cause Tone right, isn't me? But it's a case of him say a M and you say a W. You know, both of them are there, but they switch on the stand up. Isn't me? And we can see through both of them because at the end of the day, Oshea refer to what is, and Ramon is referring to what is supposed to be. You get me? I say, but the reality of it is what Oshea show me, and like what Oshea refer to, obviously them youth are way more suppressed than other groups. You get me? I say, because I don't know. You get me? I say, like everybody has that story. Everybody know a youth like that. You get me? I say, hence songs like Blood Money, hence songs like Look Into My Eyes. You get me? I say, so it's how prolonged it has been, and that passion and fury there, Oshea go push out for say human, because really and truly human rights not exist in many aspects of life. You get me? So I feel like underneath realize the same thing when I really I say. You know what I mean?
You need to push out. So, Rueyella, what go on a for element?
Well, I want to piggyback off what Ramon was saying. People know what them about and them pull together and you're hearing their voices. That's why you're able to identify. But how is it that we as individuals are gonna know what we're about and speak up about that? Going back to my class, a class of about 25 budding media practitioners, and no one knows what's going on in the media. Me can't understand how you say you want to be the best at what you do, or you say you want to be successful at what you do, and you don't know what you do. How? You want to achieve mastery in something, and you not have no knowledge of that very thing. Like how are you gonna succeed? How you gonna have what you say you want to have out of that? And I feel like in our personal lives, many of us, we want to be a girlfriend, we want to be a boyfriend, we want to be a teacher, we want to be a mother, we want to be a doctor. And if you should sit and have a conversation about the what and the how and the why, you're not going to get much substance. You're not going to get a lot because people don't know what them about. Like, people don't know what them are do. How is it that in the same class, one of the students said, Miss said, all right, guys, this is the assignment. And one of the students said, but Miss, what if me can do this, Miss? You're going to mark the part the hard. So Miss is saying, you have a department of creatives as your colleagues, and you're telling me that this one aspect of the assignment that you cannot do, you can't outsource that, you can't learn that, because this is something where you have to go do in the working world. So how is it that you're going to tell me I mustn't grade that part of it hard when this is something that you're supposed to know something where even if you don't know, you're supposed to so eager for learning because that's you want to do. That's you want to pursue. Why are you just going to stop and say, well then, me know this alone and that's it? Why are you going to stop and say, well then, me don't know nothing about this and I'm going to find something else to do? Because that's what happens, when you decide to say you're not going to garner all the knowledge, you're not going to garner all the experience. It becomes unfulfilling because you don't know what you're about. You don't know what it's about. So it becomes unfulfilling. So you say, all right, then I'm going to find something else to do. And then you go and you still not apply yourself. You still not learn what you need to learn. You still not capitalize on the opportunity what you have in front of you. You decide to go walk away and leave that again. What about knowing and understanding what you're about? What about knowing you want to be a lawyer? What about knowing and understanding how you fi dress, how you fi talk, one way you fi do, one way you fi know? Why you just go stop and say, well then, me know the law, so me a lawyer. You walk in the room and me coward for you say me go lose the case because you don't have the demeanor of a lawyer. You don't know what it is to be a lawyer. You understand? And I think more of us as youth need to understand the benefits of knowing what we're about and knowing what we're doing. Because if you say you want to run a business, you just want to buy this and sell it back. What about the management when your business starts to grow? What about your customer service? What about your production line? Like, what about everything? You just know, say, well, yeah, buy this and sell it back and you don't know nothing else about the business.
Because
Me come to you and ask you now, say, all right then. So, what about this? Me I sell rum. But what about this? Me here say this is one ingredient in it. Well, me don't know enough. There's a man me buy from. You don't know what you're about.
Me like how you got so. And if you notice, Jano, them people are supposed to me hate them. You see me, but I love all the way. Love all the way, you see me? Me not hate you know. But you notice that everybody in Jamaica right now, well, not everybody, but most Jamaicans between the age of 16 to 35 are models.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah, with the bat suit and
suit,
this and
makeup.
yeah,
Right, like right now, if alright, so ratio, you see me? Or a ratio, you say that, yes. So one in every 3 women right now is a MUA. why do you want to be a MUA? Because it's trending. You get me? I say, why you not say, all right, she's an MUA, so make me go do some sitting in a lighting. So after she put on the good makeup, me set the light them, and then somebody else. All right, so since she set the light them, me come with the camera and me take the picture them. That is an entire production team, you know. But no, everybody want to be MUA. So coming back to your point, enough of them in it because I no love, you know. Enough of them want on mass compete because we go up on TV and we the nation go see. So they want to be a part of that. But the entire rudiment, the principles, and all of them things that nobody no want.
Nobody no want like pay attention and know what that is.
And then at that, you know, you see trend is a thing, brother. Trend is a thing. And then you see, because trend and ratings come hand in hand, brother. And I want to say this from when, brother, on the podcast, you see me? People need to know the difference between respect and ratings. You see me? Brother, me we respect a man and rate him. Me we respect a man and rate him. And I can give you one prime example of somebody. You see me? Me respect Adidja Palmer, but me no rate Vibes Cartel. You get what I say? And me can use him as an example because him is a public figure. Bro, so it's coming down to say again, man, that no for we coming at this because we want to get a little ratings. You see me? But in order to get the ratings where you're supposed to get, you have to know the principles, and that are not really ratings, that are respect.
And that's actually one of the points I have here to make. Like, knowing what you're about builds your credibility. You understand? Because if Vibes Cartel say, all right, then I am Vibes Cartel, the artist, the creative, the businessman, and him knows say what this me about, and he understands what it takes to fulfill that, to be successful in that. What am I going to kill a man for?
I think there should be a conversation about passion, you know. Because when you're working towards being successful in whatever your field is, there has to be some amount of passion behind
There
it.
does.
I wasn't always a journalism major. When I registered for NCU, I registered as a criminal justice major. And before that, I had planned to register as an econ major. But it was through the experiences that I had with the econ major and the criminal justice major that I made the decision to switch to what I knew deep down was my passion.
Yes.
Media. It wasn't that the courses were hard. I mean, when I was doing criminal justice, if I had continued on the trajectory that I was on, my GP would probably be 4.0. I was killing the coursework, but I still felt incredibly empty. Like you said, I started to do the bare minimum. If I knew that the teacher wanted a citation from this journal, or if she wanted a quote from this scholar, I would give her just that, collect my A, smile for 2 seconds and go about my business. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel fulfilled. There was nothing, encouraging me or making me want to move forward. But when I switched to media and I met my media family, which include you guys here on this set and the people behind the camera. Big up Chris, big up Sean, big up our director Kamar. When I met those people and I started to really find my own voice, because that is what is important. Finding and forging and maintaining your voice. When I started to do that, I started to be much happier. I remember when I started news writing, could I write a news story? I like to think I'm a pretty good writer. But writing that news story broke me down, and it brought me down a few notches. Because I had to put in the work. And from very early, I had to be cognizant of personal responsibility. Because if I wasn't cognizant of that responsibility, I have to succeed. What?
Why?
What is it?
We have to succeed.
All right, we're back again. That plus practice allowed me to establish a very distinct style of writing. And by forging that very distinct style, I've become the journalist that I am today. So whenever you're going into a career, if you're taking up a new hobby, ensure that you're passionate about it. Because if you're not passionate about it, and if you're in it only for the money or the ratings, like what Oshea say, which camera should I look at to say this? You will fail. So ensure that you are passionate.
Yeah, cause and you see I think about passion, you see me, and me I remember me a little youth, me go play football out of half moon. And me never rough then time there, you see me, and me get a ball and me do foolish this day, you see me, and one elder on the field named Ninja come cross, you see me. And Ninja.
Not
Eh,
ninja.
What?
You know that video there. Boy, boy, up on the field of the foolishness and you look
Oh yeah, something like that, you see me. No, but Ninja never rough me up the video, you see me. Ninja father and Ninja say, yo my youth, you work listen. You see me? Like man I said I have to work listen, I say Ninja really and truly, you know, my passion on football, you know. You see me? My passion on music. And Ninja say, so if I passion on music, go and go play music and love football alone. Really and truly, bro. If your passion on media, love it, man.
I agree.
You see me? Bro, watch you know. Everybody want on journalists because journalists go up on TV and look pretty. But brother, I'm going to show you a pre. You see, if we as media practitioners should do investigative journalism,
Oh Christ, man.
Jamaica smooth out like the baby bottom. Me I tell you, bro. Because guess you know, the man where they uptown where they do everything, as this man that said the root, people that investigate him and journalists no ram freedom of the press. You know, no level of bias. So brother, if we did have journalists that are passionate about journalism, bro, them thing they would have gone right now. Everybody just want to go on TV, want work at TVJ, want work at CVM. Everybody wanna be somebody.
And the
Isn't
thing
it?
is, you can know the journalists we have locally and internationally. You can know who is passionate about their work, who knows what they're doing, because there are certain key elements that come out. The more you learn, the more you can teach others. So the journalists, them way you look to for inspiration. The journalists, them way you see them and give talks very often. The more you know and the more you learn, the more you can share. You understand? Additionally, your credibility. Like I said, if you have an electrician in your house and you ask him what that the red button they do, and he can't tell you, his credibility is questionable because you're one electrician, sir. You're supposed to know. So knowing your craft builds your credibility. Your understanding of your craft will continually develop. That will push you to. I mean, mastery is relative. However, it pushes you to new heights. The more you learn, the more you engage, the more you have experiences, pushes you to new heights. Additionally, it gone. Additionally, right, it will enable you to stand out because you know 10 things, me know 12 things. Me I go put out the 2 things where you don't know. So you can come and tell them the 10 things, but me I come give them that and more. I can stand out that way. And finally, your understanding of how things work. Faye Ellington said this about 2 weeks ago to a class I was having. She said, they can't get rid of me. No matter what they try, they can't get rid of me. Me know everything. Me know every little way they could have tried to get rid of me.
So they can't get rid
They
of me.
can't get rid of me. And her saying that, it opened me to understanding, say, if you go wash shoes, make sure say you know everything about washing shoes. So nobody can come to you and say, well, you know, say, oh, yes, because you can't do this, we'll get a next man if you can't do this. No, you can't get rid of me. Knowing your craft cements your place. Knowing your craft shines light on you.
It makes you irreplaceable.
At the very least. Your greatness comes from knowing what you're about and knowing what you're doing.
That's right.
But Ramon, you've had a lot to say, you know.
Yeah,
To be honest, you've had a lot to say. However, what you have to say today, it is pretty important. So let's get into that.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. So, there was a report published by The Observer talking about an incident that happened a few days ago. Police went to a party in a Kingston community with over 100 attendants or in attendance. And it was after curfew hours, I have to add that as well. And you know what happened to the police officers trying to do their job? Nobody now, I guess.
They beat them up.
Run them.
They were stoned. Now, there has been a growing disregard for policies and protocols implemented by the government to slow the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. A lot of us have forgotten that we're living in the middle of a pandemic. And a pandemic is marked by what? Illness, pain, death.
Suffering.
You see?
Okay,
We're taking this thing as a joke, we think this thing is funny. It's not funny at all. And I'm going to have the production team insert a video right now. It's from, forgive me while I click onto it, it's from Stuart Hamlin. He's a resident from the UK who, like many of us, took this corona thing as a joke. He laughed about it with his friends. He was reluctant to wear his mask. He had a problem with people sanitizing him as he tried to enter the stores. He had a lot of he shared a lot of the concerns that we share now. But you know what happened to him?
Ngechi.
Worse. Please.
I want to see what Oshea.
You know what happened to him?
Lost a family member.
His mother died.
Jaja.
So we're going to watch that video together now, and then we'll talk more about it afterwards.
I'm doing this because I want people to understand that this virus, this corona, it's not a joke. I've made jokes about it. Everybody makes jokes about it. I think that's how we deal with it. We make light of hard situations. But Monday, our mum got taken to hospital. Q&E. It looked like it was this corona. And me, my dad, my brother and my sister, and all their family have to just sit at home while she struggles in hospital on her own. And you can't go near her, you can't cuddle her, can't take her anything. And you praying every day that she's going to come out, that she's going to be all right, everything's going to be okay. That was Monday. Now it's Thursday, and she's gone. She's gone. Just like that, it's gone. And we can't grieve, we can't comfort each other, we can't hold each other. Losing someone's hard enough, but not being able to hold your family close when you do is... This is the most gut-wrenching pain I've ever felt in my life. There were so many things that I had left to do and say that I didn't get to do. I'm just... Yes, people have got to start realising this fucking thing ain't playing anymore. This is serious. I know loads of people have died, but it ain't until it's a bit closer to home that you realise how fucking dangerous it is. I love you, Mum.
You see, this man's reality could very easily be our own. And you see, I'm smiling right now because if me not smile, me I go bald. What Jamaicans say, you have to take bad things, make joke. In Jamaica currently, we have 5,143 cases.
How much, go on?
5,143 cases.
Enough that.
You know how many people have recovered?
No. The last time I checked, it was at 5,300 and something. 395.
So same thing.
Yeah.
You know how many people have recovered? 1,407. You know how many people have died?
Almost
70.
100.
How much?
70 people have
Jamaica?
died in Jamaica.
Liar tell.
Now, if we're going to talk about it,
No,
from-
bro, no joke about this.
No, I'm not joking.
No,
about
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Because you hear me say a liar tell and you like you brush it over. The last time me remember people are dead around 5. Somebody
Yeah.
dead.
I know it's up
Just
to
a while
70.
ago when I say 70, bro, like me not lying. When I call number, I go say 14, you know. How much people?
70 people have passed. Now, you see, when you look at it from a global standpoint, it may not be as bad. But when you compare states in the US that are smaller than Jamaica and have 10 times the amount of cases we have, we get a glimpse of what may happen if we're negligent. And that is exactly what we have been, negligent. How the hell, in the middle of a pandemic, do you think it's okay to host a party, and even beyond that, host a party with how many people? 200 people. And when the police come to lock it down, where do you stone them? You're crazy. You're absolutely mad. We have to be taking this seriously. You see, people have a problem with the basic things like wearing a mask because, oh my gosh, it's so hard to breathe. You know what will make it even harder to breathe? The coronavirus.
You're not dead. You can't breathe.
Me, I
People,
try to
hold
take
on,
this
Rueyella.
serious.
People-
Please,
people
please
make
stop
this-
be funny, bro.
People
Yo,
make this
you want that shot?
argument. No, man.
We
No,
don't
no.
deserve one shot for that.
No, man. People have this argument that, oh, the majority get the coronavirus. And guess what? They're asymptomatic. They get the disease, they go home, they sleep, they get better. Lovely. Wonderful. But what happened to your mother, who may not be asymptomatic? What happened to your diabetic father? What happened to your 11-month-old sister? All of them can get the virus and drop dead. Where's the camera? Where should I be looking? Tell me, director. This camera? You may be asymptomatic, but you may give your family member the disease that kills them. Let that sink in. You know what you ought to do?
Boy, oh boy.
Be responsible.
Yeah.
Wearing a mask is literally the bare minimum. There are some people, and especially church people, I don't want to call out nobody, but there are some church people who are saying that if God had made us to wear masks, He would have given us the ears to come. Oh, yes!
Man, I might gas take me, but I'm too much.
And there are other people who are saying the coronavirus, it is a means to introduce a chip by way of vaccination. There are a lot of very crazy conspiracy theories going around. But regardless of theory, regardless of supposition, regardless of conjecture, one thing remains true. People are dying. And people will continue to die if we don't take this seriously. You see, all me, you think me no love go out and eat and dress up and go brunch? Huh? Oshea, Rueyella and Kagale tell them, me love a good mimosa. Me love a good Bellini.
Yeah, we know.
Me love go out, me love pose up and take picture, but I have had to make some sacrifices. Me not once a week me go out and it's took to shoot this. And even on my way here, my driver have to wear his mask. Me tell him that. Him have Gilly, shout out to Gilly. Gilly has to wear a mask, and I wear my mask, and we sanitize, we not touch each other, we stay socially distant. Because me fat already. Me fat and me sicky. So you can imagine if me go get corona now, then go pass it on to my father, we have heart condition. Then go pass it on to my mother, and the wall we go dead there.
And they say you're dead when Pat catchy.
Let me tell you something. We ought to be responsible. We have to start taking this seriously. You know what you can do? Firstly, wear your mask. Yes, it's uncomfortable. You think me like wear mask? Me not like not cover me. Hold on, Rueyella.
They don't
Me not like.
understand
No understand what.
why they need to wear the mask.
Let me tell you something. Zoom up in my face. Zoom up in my face. Yeah, zoom. Good. Move over a little bit. Achoo! You never said that a while ago, you know. But you know what happened a while ago?
You sure you're not
Billions.
God, to yeah, true.
Let me tell you, billions of particles just left my mouth a while ago. And if I had the coronavirus, the cameraman would have get it, Oshea would have get it, Rueyella would have get it, Kagale would have get it.
Cut and
In
clear.
theory.
knock on board.
In theory.
Oh,
No, you
because
see,
okay, so
if I am wearing a mask, it doesn't stop the spread completely. But what it does, it acts as a barrier. And the distance the particles would travel to infect somebody else, it would not infect them because it would not travel that distance. So as much as the mask wearing is to protect yourself, it's also to protect others. And this is where personal responsibility and an acknowledgement of that responsibility comes in, because wearing a mask really and truly is not for you, you know. It's for the person traveling beside in a taxi. It's for the cashier in KFC. It's for the hairdresser. It's for the nail tech. It's for all those other people who have been deemed essential or have to be working, because if them not work, them go broke. So you have to be responsible. We have to be responsible when talking about the coronavirus. Hold on, Oshea. I want to share some little advice. I'm on this website, Deccan Chronicle. This says some ways you can reduce the likelihood of you getting the coronavirus or you spreading it. Open the door with a cloth. And if you're not opening the door with a cloth, ensure that you sanitize before touching the handle and sanitize right after touching the handle. When you come in after the road, don't go in your bed. Take off your clothes and go and bathe. You want to eliminate any potential virus particles that are on you. So you need to come home, take off your clothes, put in the laundry bin, and go wash your body. Yeah? Another thing. Hold on there. The mask that you're wearing, ensure that you're washing it, especially the cloth masks. They're way more convenient, and because of convenience, we oftentimes forget hygiene. You have to wash the cloth mask after every time you use it, because, like I said, coronavirus. Disinfect the surfaces before you use them. Not too touchy with your friend name. If you not see them in a month, you can touch the elbow. Come, let's demonstrate, Rueyella. Touch the elbow. Come on, Kagale. Touch the elbow. Come, Oshea. Salute. No, I'm not touch the elbow with you. Salute. No, but I'll love it and tubby. Remember that we are in the middle of a period of illness. This virus comes for rape, ravage, and destroy. And we cannot take the small things for granted. And that's all from me this week. Remember that the coronavirus is serious, and we need to be as serious in our response to it.
Well, I'm not joke, brother. Wow. Me not too business boy, big people, them, you know. You see me, I youths them. I hardly see them myself pitting the mask. I hardly see them make masks for feed kids. Brother, I see one mother take taxi one day, bro. A woman in a mask and him baby in a mask. And like, I want to conk you, man, brother. Like, I want to say, you get me? I say, brother, remember, you know, Pitney. I don't want to say fool. Some more say vulnerable.
They're more vulnerable. Oh, absolutely.
So, brother, they don't know, you know, as Ramon would have said, they're not cognizant of the fact.
Because even yesterday,
you see what I say? Like, they don't know what they're going on.
Because yesterday, me in a taxi, and like, one mother said to her daughter, say, put on the mask every minute. Me I tell her if you keep on the mask. So that in and of itself show you say picking them like they not take it as serious. So we have to make them know.
You know why they're not taking it seriously before and not cutting anybody? But I have to tell you this. There is this myth going around that is only older people can die from COVID-19. I beg you to mash that up. Forget it. An 11-month-old in Jamaica died from the virus.
Died?
Dead.
I remember when the 11-month-old caught it, you know. I remember when that baby caught the virus and it was a headline.
And even beyond that, there are young people who get the virus, who present as asymptomatic. Hold on, Oshea. Who present as asymptomatic. What me wrong with me? Should have never give me the wrong, you know. Who present as asymptomatic. And you know what happens to them after they recover? They get a stroke.
Bro. Most of the other day, the education minister, it was a waiver to see if school
should reopen.
You see me? Brother, I remember if man remember me, I give joke. I may say you can't send them a picnic at school.
Could never be
because, brother, this I want to wear Spider-Man mask. That the one that have a Batman mask. That the one that have a Ninja Turtle. Yo, let me Batman mask.
Let me barra.
Brother, like at that time, first thing come to my mind because I know that I want me would I do as a youth. You see me, brother, and like the lady I say, watch her no school. And me hear parents are cuss and them thing that, oh no, idiot man, oh no one go bury the pit instead. Brother,
Them
this,
not
me not lie, so when the corona when just come out, me did think a joke. Like me used to gimmicks about it, brother. I say, yeah, you see me? And then,
Everybody.
brother, and when me see it start lick down the whole of Italy, me I say, oh. Oh. You serious? Brother, this thing, COVID-19, brother, we need to take, not, brother, you see, I think about the ages of them, bro. I like a age, you know. You see me? You know, want to catch it, so you wear a condom. You know, want to catch corona, you wear a mask. Just have on your mask at all times.
And sanitize.
And nothing wrong for sanitize. And me see people are wear masks over. Me sorry, me not have no mask for show demonstration. You see me? Like mask on them forehead. Yeah. Mask on them chin.
On them belly. Everywhere but the nose.
That
and
a
the
fear,
mouth.
man.
Me and going to a place and the man tell me, say, no, you have to have one mask, and the cashier them in the nav and no mask. The other worker them in the nav and no. So when me as a customer go have one mask,
When me as a customer go in the sofa,
that's all the next
That
thing.
is it.
that
But I am saying, I'm looking in and saying, so them not have on the mask, me not have on none either. That's exactly what the children are looking at us as adults and saying. Them not have on the mask. Mommy not weary. You know that serious. Me say, mommy, I take it
And
serious.
me tell you see Jamaica, we not understand the word discipline. Yo, Mr. Chin, I just too craving him one by man. Yeah, Mr. Chin, the right eye door as I grow on. Can't get too craving, it's simple, but you know have on your mask, brother. You can't come in there and you sweat and you touch account and another man come there and touch account and transfusion if I say go. You get me I say, brother? Like we are not disciplined. If you say watch on a man, me nah let you in and me shopping without mask. You nah come here come work and have no mask. We not disciplined, brother. So because of our lack of discipline, brother, enough we go feel cold 1 year next shall always belong to the butcher. The butcher in this a scenario of corona. So if you're not here, you neck go to corona.
That's why I have such a hard time listening to people rant about the government locking down some industries, like the entertainment industry in particular. The government say, all right, because of the virus and its rate of transmission, you can't have a party. Now, for a normal person looking on that seems normal. But for the party people, it's understood that this will equal what? Lots of contracts from sponsors, lots of patrons,
Lots of money for some people, lots of
money,
income for some people.
loss of a lot of things. But you know what is even more expensive than all of that being lost?
Your soul.
The loss of life. If you as a promoter want to host your party, ensure that you are following the restrictions. Ensure that your friends have on their mask when they come over for planning. Ensure that their friends do the same. It's about all of us, you know, it's not the government's fault. In Jamaica, we love to blame the government. We love to say, Lord God, Andrew wicked, but him a lockdown country, but no party, but he can't do this. You wicked and fool. You wicked and absolutely dunce. If you were wearing a mask and sanitizing, and for the people that were flying from America, quarantined for the 14 days,
And them have the option, you know.
them have the option. If you were doing what you were supposed to be doing, then maybe, just maybe, when we recorded our first case back in what was it, March, we would not be in the place that we are in.
You know,
today.
Cayman has no cases.
See it there?
Cayman has, and Cayman directly so. No coronavirus.
We take things for joke too much. I mean, not going to, somebody said it on social media one day. We're not going to take it seriously till one of our relatives is dying. And instead of standing by their bedside, we're going to be standing outside a glass looking in on a phone, talking to them because we can't get close to them. Let me look at the camera again. Corona will take you and it will take everybody away from you. You understand what I said a while ago? The coronavirus will steal your life and it will steal your relationships. You will die alone. In a bed. In a dark room with nothing but nurses and a ventilator. So if you want to die hearing as the ventilator tries to breathe for you, then by all means, go out and gallivant and don't wear your mask, don't sanitize, don't bathe when you go home, just do. Just go on, man, do. But if you want to live, and if you want to see others around you live, do what needs to be done. Now let me start before me start, cause Kagale, please tell us what is happening in your element.
See if I can remember. Maximizing, you know, and how important it is to maximize. Like, tell you the truth, talking after all of that feel like me, you know, bar off what was just said. You know, that should have closed out really and truly. But it's not equally important, but it is important. It's meant to maximize with what is available to you. And I think I can segue because Corona might be seen as a disadvantage. You know, it might be seen as something. Obviously, don't want it to be around, but there, that's the reality. You get what I say? But one thing I can surely speak for myself and say I have now, a lot of time on my hands. You know what I mean? And a lot of time to self-introspect. A lot of time for really visualize every strategy I've ever put together. You know what I mean? And like, I've been a bash myself, say, yo, like, we say it often, like we say, you know, where we have our, from you have life, you have everything. You know, but I haven't been imparting that in every aspect of my life. You know, and if I'm guilty, I'm sure I'm not alone. You get what I say? And like, I mean, the taxi man do it as I said earlier. You know, him say I'm a taxi man, and he want to be a taxi man. Him never say my way to the car forward. You have a man who have a car, and he want a taxi ramp on the road, but him not gonna be the taxi man. Him work at NCB. You get what I say? So what him do? Him say all this. I'ma feel like all of we have to approach life that way. Because the materialized version of your vision will not always present itself in the first segment. You know, but you have to always present yourself from the vision hit. Like, we can't sit on our visions because of the lack of resources. I want to start to myself, and oxygen as the only resource I really need for manifest. You get what I say? Because when you lead by that example, even oxygen is taken away from you. Your youth to go forward and see that. You get what I say? And say, well, Kagale my father, Rueyella my mother, Ramon my father. Like, that I got be their driving force. You get what I forward from almost like you have the last name Marley. You know what I mean? And like, that's just a lesson that I want to impart in my everyday life. Like, sometimes your phone are dead for you to live. Well, you know? I mean, Wi-Fi cut off. See how you can get creative without Wi-Fi. You get what I mean? So sometimes these bad news are really good news. You know, can I give you a chance for really, like, what the worst that can happen? You know, you love drawing and you can't afford the pencil with them use on YouTube, or you can't find it, take a Fanta and you go everywhere. So I'd even say you can't afford it sometimes. You live in a country where not everything accessible. And you gotta give up on drawing because you can't get it. The worst that can happen is your master drawing with a HB2 in him, pencil, and the YouTube man tell you say you can't do it, but you just did it. And that in and of itself make it even greater. So like, cherish your struggles and cherish disadvantages, you know, and just maximize on ourselves.
What does manifestation look like? Break it down for me. Pretend like I don't know what you're talking about. What is manifestation and why is it so important?
What it means to manifest. Alright, so you want the music, Zine, and you hear your favorite artist spit some lyrics and thing, Zine, and you feel like, because there's a stigma too in music where people feel like the equipment the Masika use make him rough it up, so you see me, or the equipment the Chronics use make him voice and mellow. But no, Papa, like, them have a part for play too, you know, and them struggling have a lot to do with them excelling. So manifesting is really just doing, you know, works over words. You know, like, though Father and say, yo, I'm a musician, but you know, no works for sure. You know, because you know, get the Apollo 8, or because you know, get the Newman mic. You get what I say? Because you know, get the new MacBook for download. Pro Tools. You get what I say? Like, stop, give them thing the credit and give yourself. Remember, I said I'm on a record before all of these things. You get what I say? So if you can do it and just record it on all your little Huawei, you know, record yourself. You see me? When I'm on book you, I'm not going to record or sign you because you have a MacBook. Or you have a new man. Look much you would have new man mic, I want to know them. But look on a skilly bang. I'm sure him never have the latest of everything. You get me? But what him have is him craft, when him been manifest before him have nothing. You see me? I say like,
and bro, when you say that, it just show me how you say, as a third world country, I remember you just saying, you know, we don't have much resources.
Accessible readily.
You see me, you know, that it's not at our fingertips. Cause Amazon not come all now.
See you later.
You get me? I say, bro. So when me look on them thing, I say, we should have be skill.
Beyond measure.
Skill, cause watch you know, no. Them the boy they are foreign, no, bro. When them go play ball in the water, come up through the grass and sit there no stone. So them the boy they are slide tackle when they slide tackle and get up their foot still clean. Me see man out there bust tackle on asphalt. You get me? I say, so we should have used this as an advantage, bro. If you say watch you know, man. Cause brother, me not lying, bro. Me not see nothing else that sweet me than watch Uncle Bob perform in our studio, Bob Marley. You see me, brother? Me not see nothing else that sweet me so. If you see a little man run, they sit down with the organ and goes up. You see me? And the man run there with the drum money. And like me, I say, yo, in a them the time there, in a Europe, in a the Americas, you see me like, me know they may have better technology than that. But brother, Uncle Baba, and the man them did it with him, bro, and it was so authentic.
And still effective.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, I'm glad you said that. Like, and it live on to today. You get what I say? That's the most important part. I check it. I'm not say Corona is not detrimental, you know, but it can be beneficial after this. You get what I say? Like, if we can manipulate Corona, you get what I mean, by maximizing on anything we have. I'm not disregard people where after they out there, as him say, wear your mask and thing. But me I talk to people where anything you see as a disadvantage, you can curb it into an advantage. You get what I say? So like, all Corona, like, everybody love Pele. You get what I say? And one of the most inspiring thing from Pele, because I'm gonna love juggling. I'm not the best footballer, but juggling is like therapy. You get what I say? So I love football from that angle there. And for no, say Pele used to juggle mango barefoot.
Have you guys watched his movie?
Read the book.
See
I
that.
haven't.
You see me? Powerful. You get what I say?
You should really watch that movie. Yes.
And then that man, imagine that man get a boots for kick a cushioned
And
ball.
you know, earlier this year, a friend of mine reached out to me and she was saying she's in a place where like she can't, like she not happy none at all. Like certain things are going wrong, but apart from that, like she can't find nothing to be happy in her. I'm gonna say you're home, right? Cause I did coronavirus, and she say yeah. I'm gonna say look around you. You're not even yourself in a love like how you love your mother. Look around you. Use whatever is around you to build that happiness. Use whatever is around you to build your product. Because she said she's done and not do nothing. Use what's around you to build your productivity. Use what's around you to manifest abundance. So when the abundance comes, it's so easy for you to enjoy it. You understand? Because before that, it's so easy for you now to jump on the MacBook and deal with your thing. Because you work with things where did less
cool, no man.
where did less
Cool,
advanced than the Mac. So when you jump on that, a simple thing, whereas people are coming now to learn certain things from that point when you done master all of that.
Let me tell you, manifestation is about belief.
Cool, no
It's
man.
about believing in what you have and believing in your ability to manipulate those things to create the best. You see, if you have, I don't know, Adele from 2009, but you're an aspirant producer, if you sit down and say, well, this can only support one old production application, so we can only do the beep, beep, badoop, doop, then they'll go produce the beep, beep, badoop, doop.
Magic.
Better than
But-
anybody else could have.
But no, hang on, man. If you, with that 2009 Dell, download the latest Adobe Audition system, even though you make your computer crash every 15 minutes, if you're patient and you beep, beep, badoop, doop, you spice up the doop a little bit now, you're going to start producing things that you never ever dreamed of because you're going to use what you have at your disposal now and you're going to manifest what it is you desire. Manifestation is by a belief, and that belief is supported a lot by a clear vision of what you wish to accomplish. You don't have to know how you're going to get there, You don't have to know how you're going to finish the journey, how you're going to reach your destination, But once you have a clear picture of it, if you have to boom a ride with this person, if you have to charter a taxi, if you have to jump on a nuts for the express, you do that.
Go ahead. We feel like you talk from the 90s. We are so true, But I make it sound so hard because I'm there on youth already and every man upon them phone. And every man look up same time and say the same exact thing. You know why?
Why?
Because just by scrolling to our Instagram feed, it's quite easy for we book up on the same exact thing, the same exact time, and say, yo, here's a so and so go on. My lad, if you truly do that, remember there's a time when you'd have to go up to King Jammy's at Waterhouse and stay outside. And I shout out, Uncle Jammy's,
Let me
and whoop. In the
Let
busy
me.
today. Today, my lad, they live in a day and age where Jammy's man up on the gram active. But him youth them, we up on the gram. Youth from Waterhouse, I know him up on the, like, if you that with a Dell, I can't even speak to certain people I know of. I'm on like all chronics. I can tell you straight, say, them money now go look on the fact saying you're known as a producer. Just by you doing that, you get a shot easily through the... But what me I show you is don't make it sound hard, because...
No, but sometimes it a go hard. I know every time it a go
if
easy,
you
man.
truly believe in a manifestation, right now me I beat up myself. Because if you truly believe in a manifestation, trust me, hard is not the word where I look for. Like, you got to pick, choose and refuse. You get what I say? From who, the real hardship going to be who and where and which one and when.
Yeah.
You get what I say? Because there's so much abundance that will arise just by you manifesting that, man. Like, look on the little girl where we sing with Ramon Verga at some fest.
Yeah.
Look how she blew up. You get what I say? And not even just Ramon Verga, but this Instagram, a nice girl who can sing. Like, that spread like wildfire. So if you was a youth, I try to attain a purpose, my lad.
Yeah, man. If you believe in it and you do the work what you're supposed to do.
But bro,
I get what you're saying.
me love everything I wanna say, count not tell no lie. You see me? But at the beginning of the podcast, I may say, yo, between the ages of 16 to 35, most females are models. You get me, I say, bro. So, understand that everybody might want maximize their talent. But then where there is too much, bro, and there's a competition coming.
True.
Yeah, but them need to find them voice.
No, but you know me, I say no. How other can you do makeup? It's art, yes, but I really makeup, foundation, concealer, everything. So I dare so now me go say every one of them look good in the because they maximize on the art. But I know you go say no good on a Ramon. Come a Kagale, look at Kagale, go a Oshea. You get me? I say so I dare so now the competition starts. But when me look upon him, you see maximizing your talent. No say I feel your talent. Cause watch you know, when me fi choose skill, you know, vocational skill, you know, me choose physics, mechanics, and them the course there, you know why? Cause Chiri, Janai, Tima, all of them choose that. So me I say my friend them, so me I going to that the class there with my friend them. So me I say bro, so it's based off a follow and a trend. Bro, me I tell you boy, you know, brother. Enough look at youth in the Gaza, and when I say Gaza, I mean ghetto. And the last time I said this because I'm in a film if I say this every time. Bro, enough look at youth in the Gaza better than Eddie Griffin's right now, you know. They gimmicks every day, you know. But they never utilize that they show. So watch, and we're going to do a stand-up comedy. Or me turn up a song, me bridging video me and me gimmicks to woman and sit now, we send that on Instagram. No, but watch, you know, a man prefer go to an artist. Brother, gimmicks are art, you know. Brother, Professor Nuts are one of the biggest gimmicks in Jamaica right now, you know, bro. So, when me look upon it, see me, it is that everybody just want to follow. So, it's off a trend. So, a lot of dolls that boy more sell bath suit. A lot of dolls that boy more sell makeup, more do makeup. You see me? And I understand I have to rate some of my MUA them because some of the accessories where them I use out here and the people them a foreign I use, but them still I make it look good out here, you see me? But the business is too saturated. Right. Too much, man. Isn't
So
it?
it's the importance of finding what you love and investing in what you love and maximizing that.
Yes.
Maximizing your passion.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the best advice you can give. Yeah, guys, we have to wrap up. We've been talking for a an hour.
Chat too much.
To close this week's episode of The Element, we're going to do something a little different. I was sent a song a few weeks ago by one of my friends, and I listened to it not expecting much, but it has become one of my favorite songs.
A staple, really.
This year.
Yeah.
It's been on repeat. It's by a Jamaican artist, which makes it even more special. An upcoming singer-songwriter. His name is Travis Flemmings. And the name of the song is Lemonade. And while the credits roll, we are going to be playing you a bit of that song, and we're going to be linking his information down below. Now to end, this was The Element. My name is Ramon Gordon.
I'm Rueyella Blake.
I am Oshea Hines.
Kagale Stewart.
And until next time, walk good and take care.
Boarded up.
Why should I stress over some petty things? Cosmic mind bring blessings. Go and squeeze your line, watch your city turn ring. Go and squeeze your line, watch your city turn ring. Crying out for things that are out of your hands. Things just happen, go understand. Add liquor, sugar, watch your city.